So, what's today? October 6th. Um, the shenanigans already trying to start. Oh, it's October the 7th. Lord have mercy, what a day is going. Anyway, the shenanigans already trying to start. Had some dream this morning. I'm hoping that the dream is just showing. Oh, there's a stink bug crawling on my window. I was just talking about stink bugs. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, yeah, there it go. Anyway, they was talking about not talking about, but yeah, had some had a dream where I just feel like I hope that's already passed and that's what occurred and not something that's trying to come up. But anyway, I just almost felt triggered because I was reminded of when I first homeschooled my kids in 2019. This was before I knew anything about the pandemic that was coming, even though they're saying some people homeschooled their kids in 2019 as well. But I did that because I've always wanted to do that anyway. And also I was definitely led to do it. I felt God moving on me to go ahead and do it. There was external things or circumstances that caused me to definitely do it, because people kept going up to my kids' schools and stuff unannounced, and just, you know what I'm saying? It just pissed me off so bad, because I was just keeping my kids over here to myself and stuff like that, because I'm like, no, they my responsibility. I'm gonna take care of them. All y'all want to do is pry in my business through talking to them and stuff like that. Y'all not really trying to, you know. Like I said, I know it was one incident. I don't know what year that was. Maybe it was 2018, 2019. I don't know. When my daughter had that phone, and then I told her don't wear her hair a certain way because her hair was looking cute the way she had it, and she wanted to change it anyway, and she got pissed off. So then she dialed on the phone, I guess, trying to call her so-called dad, and then I guess she tried to call his mom, and then, you know what I'm saying, stuff got blown out of proportion. She was calling them, and she didn't make it seem like it was something major. She just almost like had one of them little, you know what I'm saying, one of them little meltdowns or whatever, where she just didn't want to do what I was telling her to do. And it was just her hair. I told her to wear her hair a certain way because I just thought it was cute. It was a donut style. It was so cute. And I don't know, she wasn't feeling it or whatever, so she called them. This is the thing, girl. You can call your dad, your so-called dad, all you want to, and it's not that he was going to do anything as far as me making me change my mind about you changing your hair. It just wasn't. But anyway, that's not what I'm addressing. I had to go through all that just to get to what I'm saying. But she called them, and then I guess her so-called grandma called my so-called mom, then my so-called mom called my so-called you know what I'm saying, my now deceased grandma. She was calling my phone, just calling over and over. So it's like my daughter made one phone call, and it triggered so many other people, you know what I'm saying, so much other stuff, like, and it made it seem like something was wrong, like really, really urgently wrong, when all it was her hair. So then after that, my so-called mom goes up to the school under the guise of eating lunch with my child, and I guess to find out what was going on that day. And I'm like, I'm glad that y'all able to do all that, but what about it? For one, it really needs to come through me. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, if something is not right or whatever the case, it needs to come through me letting y'all know. Because and not saying that her as a child, she won't know when something's really wrong. She would, but I need to be careful with that, because all it was her not wanting to wear her hair like I told her to. Anyway, because I don't be forgetting nothing. I can go back to it. But anyway, and that tries to stress me out all over again when I even talk about it, to be honest, because it just really, it brought about so much unnecessary stuff, just because, well, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, they might have felt a certain type of way, or their thoughts or whatever, they would just wait. It's like, yeah, y'all was waiting on some kind of phone call or something to happen at my house for y'all to It's like, what? And I'm just telling you, that's how they seem like they've been living. Like, y'all just been. See, I'm talking about something else. I got on here to talk about something else, but I went to that. It's like y'all been waiting on something to pop off at my house. Why? For one, why at this location? Why not at none of y'all locations? And I'm not coming because that ain't none of my business. No, but I'm just joking on that. Not that I'm coming, but I'm just saying. But like, what is it? And then honestly, when I really needed help with something, and I think I've asked or reached out, then it's a problem. But it took for my daughter to not want to wear her hair like I told her. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling her to, for y'all to decide, something, or to try to determine that something was whatever. So my mom, of course, now deceased grandma, she was just calling. She was like, they gonna send the police down there. And I don't care about y'all sending no damn police when nothing was going on. So, cause that's when I'm definitely gonna tell them, y'all need to check the people who's calling the police over petty stuff. If you know what I'm saying, if it's petty or if it's something that we could just handle on our own. And of course, I guess that goes back to the fact that, I don't know, when I was younger, when I was 17, I think, my previously known so-called mom, she called the police on me. She called the police on me for, almost anything, seemed like, looking back. But on the other hand, she took care of me. She raised me. She fed me. She did that and the third. So I don't know. So anyway, but she called the police, when I was wanting to run away. I ended up getting locked up for that. She called the police, and me too. It's not that I don't follow her. She do need to be held accountable regarding that. But she was left behind by by my so-called previously called known dad or whatever. And he was, you know what I'm saying? He was also that. I guess if he would have been there, she might have known how to respond better. Maybe that's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I don't know. So anyway, or I don't know how their communication level was or whatever. Of course, I had the, like I call him previously known stepdad in the house, but so I don't know if he sided with my so-called mom on, call the police. Anyway, anywho, called the police then, got arrested. Called the police a couple other times, I got arrested. Called the police when I was cussing because she was telling me not to do something. And I started just cussing. I cussed in front of her. I didn't cuss at her, but I did cuss out loud in front of her. And that's when she took a bat and just hit me. And then that's when I called the police because I felt like that's assault. Like, you what? But they told me I could I had the right to press charges or whatever, and I ain't never go pursue no charges. And I don't know. Just being younger, I just thought, I'm not finna do that to her and this and that. Anyway, this is not something that I even want to talk about because I got on here talking about homeschool. So fast forward back to what I was speaking on. My previously known so-called mom, she ended up going up to my daughter's school and doing that or whatever. And then I just called her and I was just like, what'd you go up to her school for? Because my daughter would, of course, came home and told me, she was like, such and such, because me and her would talk. She was like, such and such came up there to eat lunch with me, and then sometimes she would tell me stuff later. Yeah, it seemed like almost a year later after like one incident happened. That pissed me off. I don't think she really intentionally did it. I think that it just didn't come to her or didn't cross her mind to tell me. But anyway, like I said, people have been doing a whole lot of keeping certain stuff from me, and it was regarding my children or my life. Now, that's one thing if you keeping your business from me, but it's another thing if you not telling me something regarding my life. I still don't understand it. God has allowed it, and I just leave it at that. But she went up there, and then that's when, I don't know what month it was or when it happened or anything. I can't remember. Probably if I think real hard, I probably could find out. But anyway, she went up there and I guess, like I said, ate lunch, and that was under the guise of trying to find out. And then they just kept on letting unauthorized people just take my child and stuff like that. I didn't, even though, yeah, these people was blood related, they just kept letting people take my child and do stuff like that. And I'm like, I didn't authorize that. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all supposed to be this system. Y'all supposed to be protecting people's kids. And that's what showed me, these schools are not protecting people's kids. They still doing what they want to do. Your kids are not going to school. Well, mine, I don't know about nobody else, but your kids are not going to school being protected. And really, it's starting to show more. And of course they want to have kids in school so them people can get them government checks. So the government, what I'm saying, that's your child is like a placeholder. So anyway, so it's a money thing and all that, whatever. It's not really a regard and a care and a concern for your, like I said, your kids type of thing. So that's when I was feeling pressure. Like, let me go ahead and just homeschool my kids, baby, because I don't know what y'all got going on, and I don't know. I didn't know what was coming up the pipeline. Um, but I definitely wasn't trying to find out in the worst way. So 2019, I homeschooled my kids, and it was already some other crazy stuff going on, and people just kept on saying, "Oh, once my daughter's so-called grandma couldn't go up there and just see her and eat." Oh, I sent a note too. I was like, she's not allowed to do that. Um, that's when she started utilizing her so-called son as, um, that's when she would try to get him to, you know, what is it, usurp or use his authority or whatever, or what I'm saying, his title or his label in my daughter's life. It wasn't on no, again, peaceful pleasant day or a regular day when things was really needed to happen and stuff like that. But it was, oh, this is the time. And that's when she was, you know she just manipulates him to she manipulate his emotions and stuff like that, and have him doing entirely too much because of how she feel. Cause yeah, I didn't allow for her to do that, but it wasn't just her. I wasn't allowing. I didn't write it as far as my so-called mom, but I called my so-called mom directly. I was like, "What are you going up to her school for?" And I got the right answer. Oh yeah, my so-called mom. She was like, "I'm not answering that. I don't gotta answer that." And I was like, "What?" And then she, pissed me off, hung up in my face, and this, that, and the third. And after that, of course, that next week, she was like, you need to take the kids to see my mom because she's sick. And I was just sitting here like, for one, I've been having that relationship with my now deceased grandma because I've been having that relationship the whole time. So I knew she was sick. And when God wanted me to come across her path, he let me cross her path. I think it was me and my daughter. And that was that. So, and I'm not finna, there's a saying that says what constitutes as an emergency for y'all don't mean that it constitutes as an emergency for me. So that was 2019. My grandma did die in 2021, but again, God was already preparing me in before 2019 really, but in 2019, letting me know, you know. And I guess maybe this is coming up because it's her birthday month. I mean, but she's deceased, so I don't know. But see, I be trying to figure out why it's coming up while I'm talking about it, and then that try to distract me from talking about it as a whole. But anyway, she said that, and I just was like, last week you was telling me you ain't got to tell me nothing about my daughter and stuff like that, but this week you telling me to go see about your mom because she's sick, and y'all know she's sick, and I need to go. No, and even the other one who I had wrote the note about, like saying, she can't go up there and eat lunch with my daughter and this and the third. She was like, "Oh, you really need it." This was in 2000 and oh gosh, was this 2018 when this happened? Because I think this is when that boy had got killed. Yeah, because that was on his birthday. But no, 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 he was still living on his birthday. What am I thinking? So it was 2019. It was 2019. It felt like 2018 though. It was 2019, the boy's birthday. She came, whatever. And that whole little thing. I don't even want to think about that, but anyway. Um, I'm trying to get to it, y'all. um, she was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, my grandma's sick and this, that, and the third. Well, you need to go by and see her because if something happened, what?" I was like, "What? Y'all only want to wait." To me, it just felt death oriented. Y'all only want to wait for somebody on their sick bed or till they dead. That's when you want to go by. No, I don't know if that's like, you think that's a transfer of power. I don't know what you think it is. I ain't got time for that. Me, I feel like I was kind of caused to go see my grandma, but I didn't. I feel like too, I didn't have to. I feel like I did choose to after all that stuff happened regarding my daughter. But I loved my grandma anyway, whether I had seen her again or not, because I was purposing not to see her because she was interfering with certain stuff. I was homeschooling my kids, and I said, I'm busy, I'm this, that, and the third. She was homeschooling she was homeschooling. I was homeschooling my kids, and I was fine. It wasn't, I liked it it was peaceful, wasn't all that stuff going on over here. Whatever they had going on was on them. So after that went in effect 2019, when I didn't let people see, just come freely to a school, because they knew they would have to come to my house in order, and they didn't want to go through me or anything like that. They didn't want to respect me, for one. They wanted to just continue to do whatever it is they wanted to do. Um, and try to, it felt like, keep me out of it. And of course, it was said, oh, we just want to make her feel like she's made a. Boy, I don't care about y'all feelings. Like, I'm not, y'all, I'm gonna say, y'all feelings is definitely not a priority to me. And I barely even, I said I don't care, but I want to use that lightly. But yeah, it's not a priority to me. My household and my well being and my mental state was a priority to me. And many of them had like tried to tamper with my mental state, like trying to make me seem like I'm crazy and this, that, and the third, or whatever, or make it seem like I'm crazy or whatever. And then it's so funny because they be knowing good and well now she knows what she talking about, but they will just play it, just keep trying to play it out. So that was the craziest stuff or whatever. And so, of course, I ended up going to see my grandma, like I said, after my daughter got separated from my house and stuff like that. Like, again, that wasn't a priority to me, even though I know that she was on her way, pretty much on her, I don't want to call it a deathbed, but she was sick. And again, God had prepared me. I have dreams written down where God was preparing me. God was preparing me in 2016 and 17 as far as that was concerned. Like, seriously. I had a dream where my grandma was like, I gotta go prepare to die. That was in 2016 or 17, one of them. And then that year, she ended up going and staying with a man who she had to take care of, who had dementia. That was preparing. So that was God speaking to me way back. And then way back before it happened. At least 4 or 5 years before it happened. That's a good God, if you ask me, if he's letting you know. I'm just hoping that, I'm saying, this don't boil down regarding my daughter, but that's a good God if he's letting you know that. Now, one thing about my daughter, she has said she felt like, well, no, she didn't say she felt like, she said she was ready and this, that, and the third, but I didn't feel like that and I didn't believe that. And I mean, I do, you know what, honestly, I do believe you have a say in your destiny and stuff like that. But she felt like that because of because of some embarrassment she felt, because I chose to embarrass her a little bit, or a lot of bit, on some stuff regarding some little boy or whatever. And then because it was just a reality check. And then what was another time? The other time she felt, see, they don't know about this stuff like right here, but I forgot what it was. I don't know what it was. I can go back in my notes and stuff like that. We had got into it, and she was like, well, I'm ready to die. And then there was another time when she said, I'm going to kill myself and this, that, and third. It was like 2 times that happened or whatever. And my daughter's not, she's not a suicidal person or anything like that, but, she had those moments or whatever where. But, yeah, the woes of this damn world can definitely make you feel like I'm just ready to get the ASAP. What Tokyo Tony say? And I understood that, and I could feel that, but I ain't feel at all like, girl, no, it is not. And I just always felt like it's not meant for you to die before your parents, period. And at this point in time, baby, I was about to say it could be whatever. No, at this point in time, you got a so-called parent that be trying to do some crazy stuff or whatever. Um, I'm not saying that he deserved to die before me or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, he been on some crazy stuff. He didn't want to even act like a parent or portray as a parent until his so-called mom moved on his motion. So it's like you just like a vessel that somebody can just control and do whatever. Then he finally admitted, oh yeah, because at first he said, you disrespect your mom, you disrespect your mom, you disrespect everybody. There's just so many people that keep saying that. I was like, where, bitch, where? Baby, if I really disrespected them, if she hit me with a bat, honey, just for cussing in front of her, do you think that I'm gonna still be up in? Like they say, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. No, she didn't say that to me, but you really think I would still be alive? Honey, wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even remember that I was born, to be honest. Would have been probably taken up out of here so fast. So people just kept saying that it appeared to them that or they seemed or felt like I was disrespecting. And I'm like, I ain't disrespecting nobody. Did I do little stuff as far as being a child and being immature mind? Absolutely. But baby, did I deliberately go out here and be like, ooh, this is what I'm finna intend? Oh, no, absolutely not. So anytime that it appeared that I may have disrespected my so-called parents and this and the third, um, for one, they probably did something of the equal or you know what I'm saying, or worse to get a certain response out of me. But other than that, nah. I'm gonna tell you, I did write that little email regarding my so-called dad. I was, baby, I was going in, I was cussing him out. I don't know if he ever read it, but I was like, y'all better leave me the fuck alone and all this, whatever. Whatever. I don't know what all I said. It's in the archive somewhere. And so that probably could have, it probably still would have been the thing of it felt like disrespect. But like I said, I don't know if God ever even allowed that to reach him for me to be considered as disrespectful. He had called me, well, he didn't call me that, but he was like, yeah, they say that you're argumentative. You're this. Okay. And what about it? And what about it? Because I know how to speak up. But you know, that's talking back from the old days. And I guess that does come from the slave stuff. Don't talk back to me, boy, and nigger, and this, that, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But she went up to school, and I asked her that. She hung up. I got so pissed off, and I just went into my prayer language. And like I said, next thing I know, um, she was talking about, my grandma passing and this, that, and the third, and or well, not passing, but sick. To take the kids, and I'm like, what? Then here recently, she tried to, I ain't say it on here, but yeah, try to reach out saying something regarding, oh, can I see the kids and this and third, or can I, and one day, and I was like, I didn't say she couldn't, I definitely didn't say she could, but I didn't say she couldn't, I just said, I don't want certain stuff around me and my kids. Y'all do too much. Basically, y'all just do too much effery, and I don't want that around me. That's all I said, and that was it. She was just like, have a good day. To me, it was passive. That's not what you really wanted to say, but I mean, it was a better response than, but it was still like hanging up in my face and just like, girl, F you. And I'm saying what it was like. Like I said, I didn't say this what she said, but it was like, girl, it was pretty much like I be saying about people, girl, you make me know, never mind, or whatever. And that's how I feel. It's like, well, you the one that had me, honey, so I gotta make you know, never mind, but I'm here till God called me home, and that's just period. And that's just that on that. So that was that or whatever. All because my daughter, hair and this and the third. So when they got into homeschool, they kept trying to call CPS on my house. So that was 2019. Somebody else had already did it. So there was a case open come August. Then my daughter's so-called dad, that's when in August he came and tried to knock my door down and bother with and tamper with my household and stuff like that because his mama couldn't do what she wanted to do mainly, and that's what it was. My daughter started crying, saying, "Oh, I don't even want to say her name, but she started crying and whining. Oh, blah 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 blah. Girl, I don't care. I do care about your tears, but that right there was not moving me because I already know how she was. So, anyways, ha da 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 da. She ishaka isara na ha isokaya. Again, God knows the details. I just trust God with everything. I do like when I can just sit back and I can pray and I ain't gotta, fret about anything, but I still been having a concern, especially regarding my daughter every day anyway. I'm thinking about my daughter. Oh, and I just played a game again and it had her middle name. I think I won. I don't know. I can't remember. Because I wasn't even like, that's my thing. I just be living and I don't be really, I want to pay attention, but I just be like, you know what? That ain't. But I know better now than to think that, stuff don't mean anything. It means a lot, baby. So I be being careful or whatever as far as that's concerned. Dang, I'm trying my hardest to win this game, and it's trying its hardest to not let me win. Oh, like that. Dang, that's crazy. I use all my little arsenal trying to win. But so the point I'm trying to get to is my kids was homeschooled. People was already calling CPS. Again, I will mention the CPS calls and stuff started when I linked up with what's his name? I had never had that previously. Me and my daughter, regardless, even the way I was living pretty much the same that I'm living now. But you know, it was just me and her. It was less kids. But it's like when the more kids came along, that's when people wanted to be all in my business. People made their comments, shady comments. Oh, you keep having kids you can't even take care of. Girl, are you because you chose and wanted to or felt like you got to take care of your kids on your own? You think I'm not gonna put the responsibility on these so-called dads? Girl, you must. You got me messed up, honey. You got me messed up for real, for real. I'm trying to see how I can win this thing. Shoot, I'm gonna have to do something strange right now. So yeah. So anyway, that's how it was. Whatever. Shady comments, people trying to pry in my business. But that's the thing. I think 2019, maybe 2019. That's when I stopped allowing my grandma. Yeah, it was must have been when I stopped allowing her to come. And then, like I said, almost 2 years later, she died, or maybe less than 2 years later, she died. People was getting their feathers ruffled, honey, because his little old me was over here homeschooling. And I don't care what my daughter told them as far as, oh, when you was homeschooled, what was going on. Because I recently had a dream that said, oh, she uses Google. I don't know. I didn't exactly use Google, but I would utilize Google. But when I homeschooled my kids, I was just starting out, so I was trying to learn, what I could use, stuff like that. But all that mattered was I had them licensed to be able to homeschool my children. So to legally homeschool my children and stuff like that. And then they double checked and I checked with the people in the Capitol, and yeah, she's got her license. And so then this is the part I've been trying to get to. That's when my daughter's so-called dad just started saying, oh, and before he was fine with it. Oh, this is what he said first. Oh, that, because she wanted some stuff, Jordans and this, that, and the third. She still needed clothes to wear. We were still going out places and stuff like that. He just I guess, didn't want to buy it, or I don't know what it was. But, she was asking for stuff. I said, well, did you go ahead and tell your dad? At the time, I was still referring to him as her dad. I'm like, did you go ahead and tell your dad that you gonna be homeschooled? And she didn't tell him she wanted that stuff, and that's you know what I'm saying. And I remember that, and I wanted her to have her stuff because again, she should still be presentable. Because like I said, we was doing stuff, we was doing field trips and stuff like that. So I guess that year he didn't buy. I don't think he bought her anything because she was being homeschooled, and so he was like, "Oh, it could work, it could work." And then I think I got on the phone. I was like, your daughter didn't tell you that she was being homeschooled or whatever." He was like, why you ain't tell me? What? Boy, because I don't got to talk to you. I don't got to say nothing to you. You've been out here so-called living your life. I don't got to say nothing to you. I ain't saying nothing to you. I'm not fooling with you, period. And the only time you want to make some certain moves is when your mammy, be wanting you to be wrapped up in her emotions. So, come again, why would you dare think that I'm finna be? No. And then, or if I tell you something, I'm gonna tell you on my time. And like I think I did, I know I told him that. Oh, I felt like it was a big moment. Our daughter started her cycle. I didn't have to even tell him that. I didn't owe him that. She didn't call him first or nothing like that. But I put the responsibility on him. Like, oh, guess what? It ain't finna just be me buying no pads and this, that, and the third. So that was that. And he came and got her. I think he took her to the store and got her little stuff that she wanted or needed for starting her cycle. This was in what I said, 2019, something like that. She was 11. So was she 11 in 2019? Is she about to turn 15 this year? Is that too? She was not 11 in 2019, baby. She had to have started. If she's about to turn 15 this year, that's almost. So I don't know. I guess she started in 2018. Yeah, that must have been the year. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. I could go back in the archives. So that was a moment I was like, yeah, I want to share it with him, and I shared it with him face to face, and I was like, some stuff you just need to come by for, and I'll just let that be known or whatever. And it was just me and him. That was behind my closed doors. Nobody, thank God, nobody argued, and I didn't entertain him like that anyway. Like I'm not finna. I mean, we hadn't been dealing with each other for so long anyway, but I didn't entertain him in that type of way. As far as um, nothing like that. No mixed signals, no none of that, whatever. One thing about him, he came over. I hugged him. I had to muster up a hug or whatever. And that was that. As far as that, what I'm saying? I was just thankful that our daughter made it to that age and, she was coming into somewhat of some womanhood, of course, growing up or whatever. So cool. That was something that wasn't interfered with by his mammy, nobody else. But he ran to go tell his mama, though. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. And I did eventually tell her when I was talking to her, but it just showed me that he was so ready and so eager to tell his mama about it or whatever. I told my grandma because, of course, she was going around. I'm still a family oriented type of person, you know what I'm saying? Maybe now, just looking back, I should have kept it to myself and just, of course, told him, but just still tried to just keep it in house. But of course, I was close to my grandma when she was living, so I told her. And then my grandma went and told them, other people in the family or whatever. So I was just like, here we go. um, Hold on. And it was pretty much fun. All girls, go through puberty and go, get their cycle. So it's no big deal of keeping it a secret or anything, but you still want to make your children feel special and not blabber all their stuff or whatever. And then my daughter used to tell me sometimes too, Mom, you don't gotta tell such and such this, that, and the third, whatever. Because I would get on the phone and be bumping my gums with somebody, and I was like, I took heed. I heard what she said or whatever. So anyway, so you just be so excited or whatever for your kids. But anyway, he started, like I said, he started coming at me. First, he was like, "Oh, I think it could work," and it did, and it was working. We had already started. We was at least a day or so into it, and then I don't know. It seemed like he kind of picked up on it. Oh, y'all, this car right here. This is I'm about to turn it. That's the one that be always like trying to call herself. She gone now, but speaking to me, and I just be like, "Girl, what?" But anyway, he was like, it could work. And so, like I said, in fact, it was working. And it ended up working. 2019 till 2020, I homeschooled my kids successfully. I did them a report card and this, that, and the third. It might not have been, the highest ranking type homeschool, but it wasn't bad or whatever. And I did them a report card. They passed. She went to her right grade because that's another thing. Okay, so he started off saying that. Then it was like he quickly reneged because they wasn't going to be a part of it. They wasn't, I mean, they was, well, you welcome. Go ahead and buy her clothes. That'll encourage me to be like, oh, he's supportive. So he can be included on what we got going on. Then he started talking to her. Baby, I don't know if you gonna pass. Like, why would you start putting doubt in her mind like that? And why would you start, uh, instead of you talking to me respectfully like an adult and saying, well, I don't know how such and such, I don't know how you gonna pass or how this and that. I was just like, Lord have mercy. So he started putting doubtful thoughts and stuff. And that's what I'm concerned about now. Because if he could do it then, he could definitely do it. Of course, being up close and personal. But anyway, started putting doubtful thoughts in her, and this, and the third. And I was like, oh. Um. Then they went on to, of course, then everybody started remote learning and having to learn from home. Then he was sitting there saying, oh, I want to get you out of there and be able to get you back in a public school and this, and the third. I'm just sitting here like, for one, the pandemic going on. And then she ended up getting COVID when she went over there. I was like, y'all buck wild. Like, y'all not even just wild. Y'all buck wild. And that pissed me off. And I just had to just submit it to God, But he was letting her know. And of course, with the promise of clothes and Jordans and shoes. But he never bought her any clothes or anything. I had to get some materials and stuff from other people oh, what's his name, wasn't really supportive either. As far as, I mean, he just didn't know what was going on because 2018 and all that, he was already 2017. He was already like, out the door. But he wasn't hounding me or anything like that. He wasn't bothering with me. Some money and stuff probably was still coming through a little bit or whatever, and I used whatever resources I had to get, and then I linked up with other people in the community, and they gave a couple of things or whatever, and God made a way. But it was rough. Now it's a little easier today to homeschool my kids and stuff like that. Of course, my daughter not here, but it's a little easier. I'm thankful for the opportunity, especially with my youngest son, because he do not want to go to school at all. He isn't, this is his first grade year, and he's starting off here. He's just always been here, so that I don't know. I do want him to have that interaction and stuff with other kids, but I'm also at peace with the way that we're doing it now. So I'm not pressed or anything like that, but um. What was I finna say? But he started saying stuff like that, doubtful stuff, and so just as quick as he said, "Oh, I think it could work," and you could hear he wasn't certain about it, but he was a little more enthusiastic. I think it could work, and that's what he said. And I'm like, and it did. It will, and it did. It worked successfully. And so then, um, I mean, maybe the same day or the next day, he started saying, I don't know. That's when I think that's when he came to my door and stuff like that, trying to beat in my door and stuff like that. But he was saying, I mean, over time he started saying, "You got them kids. You keep keeping them kids at home illegally." I mean, you could just hear it in his. It's not only what he was saying; it was how he was saying it and what he was. I was like, "Boy, what? You keeping them kids home illegally?" And for one, speak about your daughter. Don't talk about my kids, cause I don't. You know what I'm saying? Them other two, we ain't bothering. I'm not bothering you about them. I don't care if they ate off you. I don't care if and they ain't even eat off of him. But you know what I'm saying, when he bought a pizza or something like that, my kids is gonna eat. Period. but yeah, don't do that. But even if you was just speaking about my daughter that I had by him, what? I'm keeping her home illegally. How? I got a whole license. I'm her mom. It should never be illegal for me to keep my child at home, period, or take my children wherever I want to. So you sound dumb. You definitely sound programmed. You definitely sound, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna I can keep my kids home if I want to. What you mean? What you mean? And so, and I didn't owe him no explanation, so I wasn't finna sit there and explain to him what it was, how it worked, nothing. Because you ain't talking to me respectfully, I'm not finna discuss nothing with you. You ain't talking about no business. And honestly, previously I had ran it by, oh, what's his name? I was like, you think I could homeschool? And he said it could work. And he told me the reason why it could work and why I couldn't. He said he's this type of dude on a lot of stuff. But he was like, it could work because of social. They won't be interacting and talking and getting in trouble. But then he said, also social. The other end, social will be affected. They won't be interacting and talking to other kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You want them to have a social life. So that right there was like almost beautiful. Like, thank you for the explanation. Thank you for the input. You know what I'm saying? And I'm running it past you. I wasn't at the time, of course, I wasn't just trying to make the decision without neither one of them, but definitely without him. Because I'm like, whatever the kids got going on, I'm trying to include you. You may choose to, distance yourself and not include yourself. And that's on you. And that's on you if you missed out. So after that, I basically started getting blamed for what he may have been missing out on, talking about my daughter's so-called dad. And I'm like, that's not fair, because you choose to step away and do all type of stuff. And whether it was be in the streets, whether it was be in the sheets, whether it was, again, it was always, a lot of times it was, from what I seen, him submitting to his mammy. And I don't like that. I don't like that female. Oh, that's them outside. But anyway, I don't like that female. I mean, till this day, I don't like her. And again, she's amongst one of the ones that, baby, you gonna have to fight me. But anyways, not to be speaking that into the atmosphere. I just like, if it happens, it happens. But yeah, not. wanting her to come by me, bothering me, so we can fight. Because my priority is my daughter and my daughter's well-being and stuff like that. So, of course, in this moment, I'm lifting up my daughter. Came back to her. I did see the name. When I seen the name, I should have just went on and been like, let me lift my daughter up. But just give it to God quickly, immediately, without delay. Lord, you know the details and be in the midst. But that's what he started saying. And I was so tired of that. Then it was told to me, she ended up calling CPS or coming to CPS or something like that and saying, yes, she's keeping them kids home. And the lady ended up telling her, ma'am, I've already called Raleigh. I don't even want to say Raleigh, but I've already called the place, and I've called the state, and she's good to go. And that's all I can tell you. They couldn't tell, she couldn't tell her anything else. Y'all just wanted to find out what was going on. What you mean? When God give me a way to do something, is a way of escape, whether it's escaping something that y'all trying to, some trap that y'all trying to lay or whatever, that's just what it is. It don't matter if my kids liked it or not. My daughter, wasn't fond of it, but and wanting to get around and be around them little so-called friends and stuff like that. No, honey, I'm gonna protect your life. And in me homeschooling her, I wasn't even thinking about them little girls and stuff like that, but God was, and not just the girls, but boy, could be boys too, and this and the third. But yeah, God was guarding and protecting your life, and that's just that. And that's why I don't want you to be speaking that you want to be up out of here prematurely and let the enemy convince you that it's your time to go. I just despise even saying it, because I just be like, Lord, well, who time to go is it? Because it's evidently it's trying to linger around. It's somebody time to go, probably overdue time to go, to be honest. Hold on. So, when I say, and I guess when I say, I be like, Lord, I hope it ain't my time to go, because I'm enjoying my kids. I'm really just starting to enjoy, that time. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like, of course, people feel like, oh, she need to be up out of here, this, that, and the third. And I feel like they feel like that every now and then. I don't feel like they sit around and just, now some people probably dwell on it. But I feel like they feel like that every now and then. Oh, she the one that, yeah, she the one that know what she doing. She the one to be seeking God and trusting God and be having wisdom. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but if it's like that, it's like that. But anyway, because y'all out here doing some other stuff, y'all out here trying to, they really more so worrying about money matters and money motives and stuff like that. When God is a provider, and He'll make a way, He'll provide. Anywho, um. And then my daughter's so-called dad, I don't know if this was before or after, but started saying, I just want to pick your brain. No, you're not going to pick my brain. Honey, when he say that, it makes me literally think that he want to be Jeffrey Dahmer type, you know what I'm saying, out here. No. You want to really be seeing on the inside of me. No, I just feel like you had your chance, you had your opportunity, and that's what you did with it. So that's on you. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing, that's on you. And now I don't want that with you. I mean, I didn't want that with him a long time ago, but I definitely don't want that with him. And I feel like he's smart enough to know and understand. But I be feeling like and believing that his so-called mom, be hindering him on a regular basis. And that's just crazy. And for me, I raised my daughter. She's definitely smarter than that. Now, if she operating in her wisdom, I don't know. I hope she is, but my daughter be stuck when they giving her material stuff and stuff like that. So I just be like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. Girl, I don't know what to tell you. But no, I do pray that her eyes and stuff be open, and that, God help her to continue to get through whatever it is. And, and of course, wherever God wants to utilize me to help. Now, that's one person that I want to help. Like I always say, oh, what's his name? Asked me for help that time. I want to help him do nothing. Damn sure didn't. Don't want to help at all. Because I feel like he did send forth some help, but he always, like an Indian giver, like, I give, but I take back. And I was like, something wrong with you. Like, for him to even boldly say that and not even give a damn, like, I give, but I'm gonna take back. Like, why would you even give in the first place then? But it don't even pay to ask him that, because y'all need to get some shoes and stuff on. Get some shoes and stuff on. They get on my nerves, but love it. Yeah, get your shoes on. Get your shoes and stuff on. Y'all supposed to did that before y'all went outside. Go, come on in the house. Anyway, I'm not mad at them. I'm just putting a little fire under it. Because, yeah, they supposed to have shoes on in this type of weather. And that's just this. Like, why do I even got to say this over and over? I shouldn't have to. I told them this weather done changed over. I don't give a damn how hot it is or seen. You need to still, it's not summertime no more. I don't care if they go outside. Because they get PE. They get to move around freely. And that's just that. And I'm telling you, people so feeling some type of way. Oh, what she got going on? I will know, because it ain't none of y'all damn business. You can observe if you want to, and it'd be good if you just observe quietly and stop trying to make a big ass deal. But anyway, so that's all what happened. It just disgusted me, because I was watching something on YouTube about homeschooling moms and stuff like that. And I admire homeschooling moms, especially, you know, the ones that's doing it the proper way, but even the ones that's, you know what I'm saying, that's just making the effort. Like, wow. It was amazing to me. And I just said y'all need to put y'all shoes on. Y'all knew that. So So anyway, and then I don't know, it's just this thing about whispers about what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. So y'all don't know what I've been through behind closed doors, and I'm just gonna keep it real again. The rape, the this, the that, the somebody trying to claim they trying to trap me. If I feel like while I'm at home, I need to recover from that while and still be able to balance that out with homeschool, teaching, mom, this, that, and the third, with everything else I gotta do. Maintain a dwelling and all this stuff, then that's my business. Y'all don't got good intentions, y'all, or y'all trying to find a way to try to, oh well, if she weak in this area, we gonna try to find a way to make her weaker. And this, I don't want y'all around me. So yeah, and it just still stands with me. I don't want them around. I don't want them around my kids. You don't got good intention, and then you just don't. I don't care if you don't like me. You still need to respect me. They don't like me, or they make it seem like they don't like me anyway. But they don't like the fact that I speak up. What? I'm not finna just let anything go. That shit ain't right. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm on that type of time or whatever, and that's how people. Oh, now she gonna really speak up about what's really going on, and she gonna try to tell the younger people, yeah, what you mean, duh. Why do we gotta be left out in the dark? Well, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't. God didn't give me the mindset to feel like I got to be, you know. So that's what this stuff boils. That's what some of this stuff boils down to, and I'm just sitting here trying to keep a smile on my face and laughter in my heart, and trust God, and missing my daughter, honey. Want my daughter. Like I said, I want my daughter home. I want her. I wanted her interacting with them. I was not. I ain't even gonna say them. Definitely him. It just got to a point where I was like, I don't like his mama. I don't really care. I don't want my daughter around her. Period. I feel like she's dangerous. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? At any moment she could pop, snap, crackle, and pop. And that was just that. But of course I can't change my daughter's feelings about that when I done already allowed her to be around and this, that, and the third. So, she have to sort through her own stuff. But I just pray to God is continuously giving her wisdom and discernment on how to operate and how to deal with people. What else? Yeah, but I just didn't like the sound of, oh, you illegally keeping them kid. Boy, jump off a bridge. That's why I be wanting to tell people, please go kill yourself. Because the stuff that you're saying is just retarded. It's beyond, I don't even want to disrespect remedial people or, you know what I'm saying, mentally disabled people. No. It was stupid. It was coming from a bad place, and I was just like, ew, it's disgusting. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't look over here. Okay, if you don't like it, then just turn your head. Don't look over here. So I just left it at that, because one moment it could work. And then I pointed that out to my daughter, and then next thing you know, she seen, hopefully she seen and remembered the change, and I'm like, girl, that's not what this is. And then they going trying to pry and find out, oh, she keeping them kids, and just trying to draw attention. You doing that. I don't even fool with you. I don't even bother with you or ask you for nothing. Now, my daughter might have hopped on the phone to try to ask her for something, especially if she wanted to reach her own dad. Like, just like she got to go through his mom to reach her. What? But that's not good. I'm not with that. So, but other than that, honey, I don't want nothing from you. She more so tried to come by here and come by my house on a regular basis. Like, girl, I don't want nothing from you. I don't care nothing about what you got going. And then my own so-called mom kept trying to say, oh, she's did this for her and this. But she's the one who said, let them buy it. Let them do it. And I was like, but you're the one that told me to let them do it. And I didn't even, that's not my mindset. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't even feel the need to, just let them buy everything, because they start feeling like, oh, if we buying her stuff, then we can, you know what I'm saying? Not even him as her so-called dad, but they can dictate. No, you're not going to dictate a damn thing over here. So, and not just over here, but with my daughter, period. And that's why I went on and gave her to God, because and I don't want to say it like that, but dedicated her life to God, and was living my life and trying to continue to live a saved life when I was pregnant with her, after I had her and stuff like that. And then, of course, to the point where she ended up getting saved, which to God be all the glory for that. But she still need to live like a saved person while she here, and not a person that's wrapped up in material things and stuff like that. So, and I just hated that for her, as far as them trying to convince her that material things. And I just be like, girl, how can you live in the household with your mom, which that's order? Of course your dad should have been around or whatever, and not been a absent parent type. But how can you do that and then still feel like material stuff? I did not raise my child like that. So I'm like, wait, what? So what's done seeped into you? Now, granted, she can have her own mindset and there's things that she like and this, that, and the third, but I want her to be I wanted her to embrace her individuality and stuff like that. But girl, don't be a damn fool or what you call a material whore or whatever. And I'm not speaking that on her. I'm just saying the phrase or whatever. Don't be selling out for those types of materials and things like that. And that was just that. And I told what's the name? I was like, my daughter not finna sell out for no money on nothing. So I don't know what you think this is. I mean, and that's just what I said. And I feel like that's what he got upset, because no, baby, you do that with yours. If that's what you want to do, you do that with yours. I guess you do. You got enough of them. But not to go get on him or anything. But I'm gonna go outside soon. Probably sit outside of my little spot, enjoy my peace and good stuff like that. Um. And that's what happened. I just didn't like the sound of it and nothing. And that makes me not like him, period. Like when he start talking like that, I be like, boy, I can't deal with you. Cause you out here definitely, he be thinking he big, he making his own moves and self-made. Boy, your mama made you, broke you, made you again, broke you again. You know what I'm saying? She could do it. And now that she's still the living parent. Mm-mm. Anyway, on that note, I'm gone.